not letting it up. Oh, that is sensational. Has he done enough, Foxes? Oh, that is a big spin.
Absolutely, as it is always in the BFL tradition. 3 laps, 4 lights, 4 laps, 4 lights, and away we go. It's been a long night already, but Jacob getting a nice racing start there. Looked like he was a little bit light on the throttle in regards to the light deficit. Oh my god, that's Mercedes-Benz around the outside. Rob getting an almighty run. Only 2 cars in front. Jacob almost being too generous there on the throttle off the line. Rob getting the run around the outside of Tempo and Jacob. Tempo now swinging down the inside, getting that inside door lock, that inside gap shut. There's no room at this in lap 1 of 25 at the Vegas Grand Prix. Matsubo P4 on that set of soft tyres, going to be looking racy, and because of the lovely restart, Sam, fresh set of tyres for the entire grid, so these sort of tyres are going to be feeling spicy, and one could say it could be a gamble, if you will, given where we're racing on this Wednesday evening. So far, for
I see what you did there.
VSC safety car, VSC is now out. Somewhere up and down the field, some damage, some carbon fibre has been flung off a car. I've not caught that whilst he was on board the front 4 pack runners.
KD Jim a bit further back, I think. Is that a bit of a
Sterling almost into the back of the Sauber.
Virtual safety car, guys. Goodness me.
With each other a little bit, but the VC can be really finicky because the guy in front of you has like a 6/10 delta, and you're sat behind like I've got like. So 2
you've got to
be wary of everyone is approaching different sectors with different deltas. Then their braking point to slow down on that delta. Sometimes it's your point to get up and nuts.
Whatsoever.
Is that completely gone skids on that Sauber?
He's had a whack, that is for sure.
VSC is now ending on the Vegas Strip. Zubo still P4, Rob P3, took it in nicely in Mercedes-Benz. Oh, wishy-washy through turn 3. The front end wanted to step out not once, but twice. You could see he's getting that stanky leg on. That's a 1 for the money, 2 snaps for the show through turn 3 in that Mercedes-Benz. Tempo is on the back of Jacob, mate, like a hungry man right now on that Aston Martin through sector 1 into sector 2. It's looking dicey up and down the field. A little bit further down as well. Lag is on the back of his teammate. 9/10 now falling away a little bit, but the front runners, mate, are looking clinical and clean thus far. Lap 2 of 25.
Making sure we're going to bring up the tyre data just for everybody's reference at home, so you can see the majority of our drivers looking to start on the mediums, looking to go a little bit deep into the race, and then we will see if it's going to be a simple swap onto the hard tyres. Some of the back markers, so both of the McLarens you can see going on the same strategy with the hard tyres.
Made early.
Yeah, he's gone for it. Yeah, that DRS early doors is going to happen, isn't it? Yeah,
and just let Jacob just burn away, keep burning, mate. You pull me long. It's strong enough in that DRS
moves, though.
to not
Those
burn
softs are getting used.
No battery whatsoever.
Definitely looking to use those at 32.674 for Mr. Tempo to take the fastest lap of the race at the moment. So Matt Zuvo oddly choosing to go on soft tyres. Now he's got the move done on Rob, so he gets himself up into P3. Because arguably, if he holds off Rob, it's going to do his teammate some brilliant favours and leave it as a one-way fight for the win. With Matsu, I'm intrigued to see what he does here. If he's going to just sort of try and fire out these soft tyres. You might remember it's about 6.8% degradation per lap here when you're on a kind of 50% race distance. So already they're going to be hurting. Those softs aren't going to be off for long. We do. I think is that Kidney Jim. again?
Not too sure
I think it might
who
be.
that was.
Though.
I was just going down the field.
Yeah, he's coming into...
It was Skinny Jim. He's having an
coming to the pit
absolute
lane.
world of the time on circuit at the moment. I don't know if that is a rig issue or a change of input issue.
He retires.
From the session, mate. That is not a bad choice if your rig is giving you issues, mate, or you just feel a little bit uncomfortable if you have had to change inputs, buddy. That is the best thing for yourself. Let's not let it frustrate you over next week to get things fixed and rectified for yourself on circuit, matey.
It's only going to help Matsuvo. Just kind of a little bit of kind of neutrality.
Rob was hounding him there as well, so that's come out a nice little bit of time just
sort of, it just eases them a little bit. Nothing too crazy. We can see that he's the big winner when it comes to positions at the moment. Oh, what's happened here with where's Jacob? Jacob's coming to the pit. Oh.
He has indeed.
Oh.
Set of hard time.
Wow. Whoa. Okay. It's an early and rather bold strategy from our pole sitter. He's getting out of the riffraff early doors. Finds himself now in P12 onto the hard tyres, but more crucially, that's his pit stop done now. So this man, I'm not quite sure how long these hard tyres are going to go. I think we're looking at about 2% wear. So with 20 laps to go, he can arguably go all the way to the end. That is to be boxing before Matsuvo.
Well.
That's what's crazy. Well, there's kind of eyes on tempo at the front here. Surely now he just needs to put his foot down, get things moving.
Say eyes on tempo, Chief. Is a race scrap already going on here. Callum Ultra in the Ferrari in P5. Simpson in the Aston Martin 2/10 adrift. As Simpson is currently getting onto the back of Matsuva on that soft tyre. I think the medium tyre after about lap 4 just seems to look so much healthier. I don't know how fast these softs wear out here. But the issue we started on this soft tyre is that Matsuva there gets really out of shape on the exit now. As Simpson reeling him in like an angler fisherman in the Aston Martin. Get here, big fella, I want a bite to eat. Can't quite get in close enough into turn 1, but that soft tyre, you get caught in that limbo of how hard can I push you on game, what I can't do.
Yeah, exactly.
And then all of a sudden they burn off 1 lap. Then that's it then. That guy behind you on that medium tyre is just pushing free will, willy-nilly, and that medium is just taking it, lumbering forward, and just go back down to then let you get the ultimate performance from that soft couple. It's that advantage that you gain on them is such a fine line. So far it's working, but our Simpson is looking racing behind him, and that soft tyre deficit isn't looking maybe as strong as what we maybe thought it might do. Given, Master, they're getting outrageous run through that chicane. Somehow getting on the power a little bit earlier than our Simpson. I think he got a little bit off the throttle in the Aston Martin. Don't want to go up and into the rear diffuser of the Visa Cash App Racing Red Bull, whatever it's called this present moment in time. But so far, buddy, there is a nice little mid-pack battle going on here with 2 Ferraris sitting in a nice little bit of limbo, sending us lurking in the ways, letting this battle unfold in front. Ultra as well doing the same thing. 2 guys in front having a nice little bit of a scrap. Let's not get too involved there. Our Simpson now around the outside, Garrett and Airbolt. Back into play in abundance. Ultra as well down the inside of the Visa Cash App into the chicane. That's a great racing move there from the veteran himself. An opportunistic move from the man in the Ferrari.
Senna is right there as well.
Struggling. They got the move made as quickly as he could do.
He's going again. He's going for another lap. That really surprises me. They've really got to be hurting. He's got to be careful. He's got to be so careful here. Already, you can see the car is sliding, and he's had. Thankfully, I think it was wheel on wheel. But you can tell that they are so scrubbed. They are so lacking in grip. That car is that's not a fun car to drive. Surely it has to be this lap that he's looking to box. I mean, he's lost out in so many positions already. It's not where you want to be.
On beta product in P13 and P12, so into turn 4. Liger, they're getting very heavy on the brakes, so getting that all kinds of wrong on the outside. The beta product was very nicely on the brakes from the inside. Got that door shut nice and early. Liger then too heavy on the brakes, lost at least 2.5 attempts through the next two apes.
Oh, wobble.
Give it back now, wobble from that kick. Salva unleashes nothing but the rear end, like a now pouncing like an absolute hungry shark, swelling blood in that McLaren. There we go, into the apex on the brakes. Nice. Keep out of the wall.
Baited was basically Tokyo drifting through that corner. That's massively going to cost him. I think he's outside of the DRS. I'm not quite sure where the marker is. I'm not sure if he's going to be able to get it over the line. That being said, that little wobble there has definitely given Lager that well-needed breathing room. So a little bit further up, we've got Jacob's starting to make some moves.
Ferrari on that Simpson on ultra action. Matsuma got into the pit lane, as you call it. So sorry to get you off,
no,
Ferrari on Ferrari for the final corner. There was kind of and ahhing on which car kind of got priority to overtake the Aston Martin. Now one Ferrari now making a move on as Simpson into turn 4. There he goes. Senna now behind, following his teammates through, hopefully in the next few corners on that second run down the straight with the DRS. Let's look at the ERS real quick. Senna is harvesting that like a good one, 84%. As Simpson still on 90%, Ultra on 84% as well also. So all three guys having enough battery to defend and attack. Around here, that seems to have to do, because that second straight, if you need to defend, it drains it insanely fast. It will drain half of your battery down that back straight if you just dump it from start to finish. So at the moment now, it's just a chess game on which car wants to dump too much.
Yeah,
where do you want to pick?
Yeah.
Who flicks first? How long do I fight you before I try to either undercut you or overcut you? So now we're in that little limbo here, lap 7 of 27. We have two Ferraris and one Aston Martin, a very fast Aston Martin, but very two strong Ferrari drivers also in P3 and P5.
Asian in the chat, I think, making a really interesting point here. I'm not quite sure how well BRT Jacob is going to do at catching this pack. He's got past both of the Hasses here, but you know, we are a third of the way through this race already. It is flying by. That long straight at the back is just, it's a lap 8 already. It's almost, I don't know, it's mad to think that we are that far into the race already.
AJ has done well to grab that. Jesus Christ, I don't know how he's looking for that.
Sterling's close. Is Sterling going to get a bit of a move?
He was closing on the back of the Haas there. The AJ through turn 3, just on the exit of the corner, that Haas had a really loose ass. He should gaff my drift. Got really loose on the rear. I was almost sliding Tokyo drifting, as you mentioned earlier, through the corner. Let Sterling get a little bit of a sniff on the back of the Haas there in front, but then Sterling as well got a little bit out of shape on the exit, slightly close to the wall, had to lift off, lost a little bit of time to the car in front, but still has a chance here again to get a little bit of DRS down the straight and some done with a little bit of battery, get that movement nice and early. But AJ getting a stonking run there though. On the exit, that man is really good traction. Goodness gracious me.
Not sure it's enough.
Those rear tyres were lit up and on their way, but I don't think it's enough, just given how long this straight goes on for. But that McLaren is screaming in gear 8. That has no more revs to give in that Mercedes-Benz power unit. How these cars don't explode going down that back straight, I have no idea. Oh, Sterling, all kind of out of shape though. AJ, see you fucking later, son. Around the outside, thank you very much, Sterling. That's a great racing move. Again, opportunistic on the McLaren in front there. Keep behind, keep in contention to that car in front. Let them make the mistake, get the movement back. Now P9 and P10 still now losing out after doing all that hard work.
A little bit further up the grid, we were starting to, we were having a little look, a position change. We can see now between Senna and Simpson, but Rob is falling back down. I'm looking at Rob. He has huge front wing damage. The front left of his front wing is all but non-existent. He is going to be seriously struggling. Arguably now is a good time if he is going to box for hard tyres, but Callum Ultra has already made his move. Senna is eyeing him up, and I'm pretty certain that Simpson will be joining him as part of this little DRS train. Gonna have to be cautious.
There
if
goes
Rob is going to go
Ferrari.
into the pits. That's it. Well, both now pass. It's a case if Simpson's going to be able to get the job done during this back straight. I don't think he's going to. He thinks better of it. But as to what Rob is going to do here, Jacob now catches up 2.17 seconds behind this gaggle of cars. We can see Rob moving over to the left hand side, coming into the pits, and I think Simpson is joining him as well, crucially. Ooh, that was a very rogue entry into the pits for Simpson. Tempo comes in as well. I think he's already in and boxed, all going onto the hard tyres. New front wing for Simpson too. Little bit of damage to his, so maybe there was a little bit of coming together between Simpson and Rob. I mean, they're exiting the pits pretty much like on top of each other here, so maybe that's where some of the collisions have happened. Find themselves P10 and 11 with Matt Zuvo getting caught up in all the business as well. That was a bit dicey. Well, we have a Ferrari 1-2 at the moment.
And then screaming the brakes into turn 4, chasing Sterling down into the McLaren. Has to get hot on those brakes to not kiss the wall. But the Haas and the McLaren battle is still looking a little bit dicey for P7 and P8. 5/10 adrift at the moment for these boys. Both on a set of hard tyres, 9 laps old. So at the moment, it is very much just a battle on circuit. But one guy is holding their battery tenfold more than the latter. Sterling on 81% ERS in that McLaren. AJ on 30%, having to have this in medium. Sterling has the freedom and the liberty here to hot lap mode. Dump more of that battery, get that battery, get the most out of that car down the straight there, leaving AJ to get up a little bit naturally with the toe and the DRS. But that is far too strong to try catch up on when you are trying to fight a car that is turned up to the maximum. Even with that DRS, there was still a good 12 miles an hour difference into the apex.
Senna comes into the pits. Rob retires.
Rob DNF.
He's DNF'd. He's DNF'd through the final chicane.
Safety car.
Through the final chicane. Safety car is out. Oh, we can see it. Oh, that car was ruined as well. Oh, my goodness me. For those that have just pitted as well. The agony of that. What is this going to mean for Callum Ultra? I mean, he's gonna come in. Jacob has already boxed and sits directly behind him. So Jacob is set to inherit the lead here. Yautzin, I do not believe, has boxed, has he? So let's just have a look on stops. No, he hasn't. So Yautzin is yet to stop. So that's going to bring Jacob into P1, Tempo P2. It could well mean that Senna ends up coming out in P3 as well. Ooh, okay. Okay, this could... I'm not quite sure how this is all going to come out in the wash, but we're going to see who decides to pit. I think if you're Ultra, I think there's probably no better time right now to throw the car in and get the hard tyres on.
Now on
there he goes. So it's actually worked out a little bit for Ultra. I'm not sure where he's going to come out. I think maybe a P7? P7 as it stands, but this could ultimately mean P4 on circuit.
Also.
It's a good stop.
AJ now into pit lane. Oh, AJ getting on those brakes. Goodness gracious me, those front brake calipers or those front brake discs are going to be absolutely screaming. That has one in there at a 35-degree angle.
That is...
Sterling's not pitting.
Sterling didn't pit.
That is brave.
Ooh, okay. So this is a really, really strong showing for the Ferraris here. Both of them staying out that bit longer. They have definitely benefited from the safety car period. They've boxed. They're on the hard tyres. They're going to be going through to the end. Jacob is going to be in the lead. Tempo P2. Sterling yet to box. But, it's where things are going to get interesting. Lager yet to box in, so neither of the McLarens boxed. I mean, they are both on hard tyres, so they can go a bit longer.
They're not exactly worn and ruined.
No,
they've got a few laps of safety car here to save some life in them.
Probably not a good time, actually, for a safety car for the McLarens. It probably, considering
probably not, yeah.
What they're on and doing, it's probably not worked out that great for them. They could have done with it maybe being in a few more laps time.
I think if even at the McLaren's box there, and regard to what compound they go to, they're still going to be both thrown into the mix of a lot of cars further down the field that are on faster compound or the same compound but a lot fresher. So it might be a little bit of just a case of we box down, just get stuck and have to fight, air quote, the faster guys around us, which at the moment there's currently Jacob in P1, Tempo P2, still in P3.
Where's Jay going?
And now there's Ultra in P4 on a brand spanker, Senna on basically a brand spanker as well, Younts and AG on a brand new set of tyres, Bflvi on a set of medium tyres. Sterling and Lager would be probably thrown into that mix there to where you're fighting chance to at least have a chance to fight back and try to defend. I think would have been a little bit more quashed if they had boxed and got on a set of new tyres, but then you're fighting giant after giant in that mid part to try to get back to where you are now, which is currently P3 and P6. Trap position sometimes. If a few bangs and clanks happen behind you, there you go. It goes from being brave to genius in three corners.
We are pretty much on the halfway mark of this Las Vegas Grand Prix. Race 4 of 12 here in this BFL Season 6. It's looking strong for both of the Ferraris at the moment. Probably the two which have benefited the most from the timing of this safety car. Jacob's done really, really well to get himself back up into P1, but obviously pitted really, really early. So as we start getting towards the back end of this circuit, is the difference in tyre life between him and Tempo. Well, how much of an impact is that going to have? We've got Purple Jade just looking to catch up with the rest of the pack. It would not surprise me if we do get the safety car coming back in this lap. Given the length of straight, I would not be surprised if we do get that notification. And of course, drivers, be aware of your deltas, and we know that the safety car will slam on the brakes as well. So,
and Jacob being very wise here and giving the safety car a nice bit of breathing.
Yeah, exactly. It's still not quite a perfect
He almost gave me a
system.
heart attack.
There
we go. The safety car is coming in this lap.
There we go. Through the final corner. But if those couple lads on older tyres, what's that? Come the end, if there's no more safety car, well, this is where things I think are going to start getting a bit testy, a bit dicey, and I think these next couple of laps here, I think that this is maybe the only safety car we get. So,
God, Jacob has gone extremely early there. Sorry to pick you off.
No, he did.
Talking to the chat, but Jacob has absolutely pedal to the floor so early there. The safety car had barely blinked through the pit lane line to where you get on the brakes, and he had sent the Aston Martin in a jiffy, but Tempo read it quite well, if I do say so myself. Couldn't 1/10 adrift on the Aston Martin in front. Jacob getting a nice little bit of run through the apex there. Both cars nibbling it nice and easy thus far. I think it is a clean getaway for the guys up and down the field. Yes, it is. Let's see how Sterling is going at the moment in P3 on that significantly older compound of hard tyres. If Jacob's now on 10 lap old hards, and Sterling's on 13 lap old hard tyres.
Yeah, true.
So we've mentioned how much Sterling has stayed out there on all the tyres. Jacob still is on.
Well, this is what I think is going to be so crucial
compared to Tempo behind. So Jacob now just backing himself and his talents on circuit to keep Tempo behind, which on a sim like tyre is a hard job. But at the moment, Tempo is looking racy as ever on that pressure younger hard compound.
Oh, look at
not
this.
something about it at the moment. It is just a drag
Yeltsin!
race. There is cars going on left, right, and centre. Further down the Yeltsin, Ultra Senna.
Sends it.
Ferrari fight into
Ooh.
the car down the inside in the Williams from Yeltsin. That's a great racing move there.
He
Caught
sends
that
it
at
there.
the latter stages down that straight. And Tempo and Jacob was currently scrapping away, and they still are doing so. Further up the field, Tempo and Jacob now swapping positions into turn 1 out the final corner. Tempo now through 3 and down into 4. Jacob is going to have a really hard time, I think, trying to keep on the back of Tempo. If Tempo can keep it clean on circuit, no penalties, not nicking off a front wing. So this is going to be really well, I mean, Jacob looks like he's flying still, but
It's going to be,
how much can Tempo just keep it in the white lines? Just do the job. You got every chance here to get that race ring. All that matters now is don't get a tackle limit infringement, don't put it into the wall,
don't
and you
do
should
anything
be okay.
crazy, and it should play out how he is expecting it to play out. But we've seen it before in these BFL races. It just takes just one little lapse of concentration, and the whole stage completely changes. Obviously, you see Jacob is absolutely throwing that Aston Martin. Sterling doing actually really, really nicely in P3. He's got Yeltsin behind him in P4, but Yeltsin used pretty much all of his energy, all of that urge to clinch that P4 position. Both Ferraris are going to be close behind and hunting. There is a serious DRS trade on this straight. Goodness lord, if this continues for another 5 laps, we're going to be in for a really, really tasty end.
Licking the stamp. Oh,
you're right there. Oh, yeah. Oh, whoa.
Get out of the brake pedal. He was landing
like
on
an
the
extra
DRS,
from
drag race
AJ.
into the corner, and then just he got like halfway down the inside, then realised that he just wasn't there. And fair play to them both. He got on the brake. Better pull it, give him some space on the outside to maybe get it wrong.
Yeah,
and then there was no contact made. So fair play. But does that race move way good? That's probably on.
Maybe here.
I'm going to try sending it. Then all of a sudden 30 yards into the braking zone. You'll start thinking, oh shit. I've missed that by about 10 foot.
Well, Purple J in
missing things, mate. Jesus Christ! Have you seen this train?
I know, it's unbelievable.
From P9,
from
P9 with AJ, with his
P3
time
down to
at the
P10
moment. Matt Zuvo,
just...
P8. Couldn't afford him to drift. Simpson, Aston Martin, P7. 3.5 tenths a drift. Ultra and Div Senna, Ferrari, Conrados in P5 and P6. Sterling P4. Currently under pressure, funny enough, from one of the Ferraris. In fact, both of the Ferraris, because I think if one comes here, I think they're both coming, with Ultra in the DRS range also on the back of Senna, who is, never mind, Sterling has apparently nitrous oxide in the back. What kind of overspeed is that?
That was unbelievable. What was on that car?
Magical third gear has he just hit? He went gear 1, gear 2, gear 3, and
hang on a moment.
hang on.
Oh, here comes Senna. Oh, Senna's now starting to have a little look. Oh, he is a little bit close between two DSL faction drivers, but he gets the job done. Oh, is that Ultra?
Having a gander now as well. Combo.
Two-piece Ferrari combo. Goodness me, the left hook, the right hook, and it looks like Simpson's having a go as well now. Oh, it's a big land! Okay.
But now this Matsubo, a little bit behind as well now around the outside of the McLaren into turn 7. Gets that move made. That's a phenomenal racing move. Got the car around the outside. The car settled down and on the brakes. That's a great bit of driving there for Matsubo. That is, for me, that is the move of the night. That's a phenomenal bit of driving. Got the car set up, brake back around the outside. That corner on braking is really awkward because you're braking off camber still. And he's got that car slammed on, no lockup, around the outside, made both apexes. What a bit of driving that was from Zuvo.
It's all happening. It's all happening here. I mean, Matt Zuvo at the moment is the one that's sort of at the back of the pack. We're going to see it all starting to kick off here.
Ferrari violence almost. Woohoo! Oh, Yeltsin down the inside. of Ultra now into the chicane. Senna and Ultra look like they were kind of unsure where each of them was down that straight. No, you go, sir. No, you go, sir. Yowtsin said, but no worries. That's not my invitation. I'll go flying down the inside. Thank you very much, boys. What should you have a marriage squabble? Thank you very much.
Done well out of this as Yowtsin. I thought that he was going to really, really struggle, considering the fact that he used all of his ERS to get up into that P4 position. But it's arguably enabled him just to kind of get a little bit free of the rest of this pack, and now he's starting to let his true pace come out. He's currently up for a podium position. The race is due to finish in this way. Medium tyres are doing nicely, just got to keep it clean. We don't want to see anything crazy, don't want to see any time penalties here for these guys. We've got AJ currently on one for just pushing the track limits a little bit with 3 seconds. His teammate behind him looking to inherit that P8 position. But it's the thing, Yowtsin is just, he's not necessarily eat a gap, it's hovering around the 1 second mark. So he just, if he can put in enough, just get it outside of that, I get the feeling he might be okay, because Simpson, Senna and Matt Zuvo are going to be a whole lot of problems. Oh, he's got it done, hasn't he? Oh, he's got it done at the top.
I feel like we've been debated here by Jacob. I feel like he knows
sandbagging a bit.
That we don't. I've just watched an entire lap and a half here, and I don't know whether this kid has just pulled out like the biggest giga brain strategy of just knowing that he is fast enough with that tire degradation difference, and I will just sit in your DRS. I'll say battery. I'm not dumping it nowhere. I'm fast enough to not need to dump the battery.
I think Tempo's going for it here.
Well, at the moment, it's just been this. Tempo has been sniffing, got back by. But Jacob is then just not letting him go nowhere. At this point, with the tyre difference that they had as far as life goes, I would have thought Tempo might have gone a little bit further up the road at the moment, and that has not been the case. Whilst the mid-pack has been stopping and changing, they have barely broke 6/10.
How long does that last? That's the thing. Granted, it's hard tyres. We know that they're going to be the most durable, but there is such a difference between the two in terms of tyre life. Surely that margin has to have some form of difference. But maybe where Jacob is just that little bit quicker around one lap, that's what could be the difference. That's maybe what is keeping him within that DRS zone. The DRS is just allowing him to stay close. Oh, safety car! Oh, safety car! Lap 19. Grand, I think, has binned it before the straight by the looks of it. Let's have a look on board Purple J. We might be able to see this here. Yeah, we can see the car has got loose on the rear. Oh, now surely this now becomes an even shootout. Soft tyres for the win. Is that what this now becomes? Yeah, everyone diving into the pits here. I think it's got to be soft shootout. I'd be very surprised to see anybody staying out here.
Just a random set of intermediates. Just, I think someone's
Tempo was slow coming out of the pit lane. Did he have some wing damage to fix?
Didn't see wind damage. Maybe missed an input on the pit entry. It costs you if you don't hit that
Yowtsin's done him in the pit lane. Yowtsin has got soft tyres on and is up into P2.
A little bit of complacency on the pit entry with the inputs that you are required to press. It counts, man. If you get that pit box and all of a sudden that pit stop is 4/10 a little bit slower than the guy in front, Bosch. I didn't see no wind damage from whilst I was on board with him.
I don't know whether he maybe he needed to change it. We'll find out after the race, no doubt. But Simpson in P6, AJ in P7. I'm sure if we're going to look at the detail here for all of the tyres, you can see the majority, apart from Sterling has stayed out on those two lap hole mediums. That's not the worst thing. Yeah,
he's probably kicking himself, and once hindsight is a glorious thing. Watch our racing. He had just boxed, got around 4 corners, I think. Then boss safety car. It's like, gosh.
Well. Be interesting to see what Sterling can do to try and hold up the advances of Simpson, particularly on those faster tyres. Senna finds himself down in P9 as he lost out some positions there. Matt Zuvo as well goes a bit further back. He's into P10, so in the points, but there's definitely going to be a shootout for points. Luckily, all of the cars are all pretty nice and close together, so I think it will be on the next lap it gets called in. So we'll have 22, 23, 24 and 25 to get things going. So I think we're going to have 4 full race laps.
Indeed.
As a best kind of guesstimate. Pressure is on. That's a lot of laps for Yeltsin to try and hold back the wave of Tempo and Callum Ultra, but he's got good speed. We know that Yeltsin is capable of doing some fantastic things in an F1 car.
Indeed.
So it's an opportunity, an absolute opportunity to grab a podium.
What I'm more curious here, which I don't like to mention it, but it is a renowned little bit of his character and his nature sometimes from Mr. Tempo, is how cool, calm and collected he can be here in P3, knowing that the circuit will give you that chance. Just stay close, stay behind, keep it clean. You will get that chance twice, just by proxy.
And this is it
so,
from a championship
be
point
cool
of view.
On that safety car restart, don't be doing no 45-yard lunges, just keep
his
keeping those
rival
clean.
In that
Then
championship
you're just absolutely fine.
sits in P10, and if it finished that way, there's only 1 point that his teammate would be looking to gain on him. Even finishing P3 is still going to be a fantastic result for Tempo here in this Vegas Grand Prix. Jacob, having missed a couple races, I mean, at the moment, I believe it's Tempo that holds the fastest lap of 32.674. I am expecting that to change massively as we now are on these soft tyres. And I'm pretty sure as we start heading down the straight, we will get the call from race control that the safety car is in this lap.
Now, does Jacob do the same thing twice? Does he pull?
Because when he goes,
pulled that trigger so early.
No.
So the safety car had barely gone in. I just got through the first bit like the king. Oh, I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Man got on the throttle, just bang, off he went. Not wasting no times, not waiting for no dramas.
Surely it's going to be called here, no?
Yeah, definitely. There's no reason why it wouldn't.
We'd sincerely hope so. I've not seen it come up.
1 and
there we go.
Hey.
Safety cars in this lap. Mind your deltas, everybody. Mind your deltas, of course. That felt like that got called a bit late. Have we got an issue?
It was the same time as usual. It was called just after this. Just after these.
No, it seemed like
safety car gets through that chicane.
And here we go.
I think he very much does go at the same time.
He does, yeah. Tempo and Yeltsin are close. I think Tempo's going to get a go.
Tempo, not being Yeltsin being forced to defend deeply on the outside.
What a move.
Tempo the run.
Yeah,
on
what
the
a
inside,
move.
that move is made cleanly and clinically for Mr. Tempo in P2. Yeltsin now P3 wanting to regain that position now. But now he's being forced to defend the inside line from the attacking Ferrari in P4 of Mr. Ultra. Simpson as well. Also, there's a few names there that we can't forget in this lap, 4-lap stint, 3-lap stint. I can't math right now, but I can probably will look. Is what I can do. And this Ultra in P4, Yeltsin in P3 on that soft tyre also. Looking to die, tucking behind these two guys in P1 and P2. And just right now, he wants to use the two guys in front to help him defend against Ultra behind. Is what I am looking to try to do here in P3 in Yeltsin's shoes, is try to get as close as what I can do to keep Ultra as far behind as I can do.
God, I've missed this. God, I've needed this. I have, after being so ill last week, I've been so pumped up to see a BFL race and see these gladiators fight it out on circuit once again. Is that Simpson getting a move done?
Getting the move
It
made.
is,
Absolutely was. So your goggling eyes are not deceiving you on this fine Wednesday evening. As Simpson getting that move, scooting and booting on by down the inside of Mr. Ultra in P4. Well, sorry, was P4 now. It's taken P4.
Double J,
as Simpson in the Aston Martin. J with a time penalty on circuit there for something that I did not quite catch. Mate, R. Simpson here is looking racy as ever. He's getting on the back of Yeltsin in P3 in this Aston Martin in a jiffy. Yeltsin getting a dose of DRS on the back of Temper, I believe. Yes, he is to help in his aid.
This is going to
from
be
the car behind.
mad.
Jacob here is getting a nice little bit of a gallop on here, fourth into drift. Temper has cars in his mirror, and I'm talking 2 cars. Jacob here has to make no mistakes. Temper is having to try to tap the car in front, whilst watching the cars behind him. Yeltsin is not letting Temper, almost into a wall there for Yeltsin, but he's not letting Temper get a breath back here in the dying stages of the Las Vegas Grand Prix. Reading with a time penalty also further down the field. Yeltsin,
this top 5.
On the outside alcove, no damage on the front of the car, but will hold your momentum through that chicane and may give Alcid a little bit of impetus to dump some battery into the apex. No, never mind. Yeltsin says, I'll dump my battery and get on the back of these 2 front runners. Tempo down the inside, back on the racing line. Takes the apex nicely. Jacob wants to now set it up through 1, through 2 corners, both apex like an absolute master chef in the Aston Martin, cutting like you wouldn't believe, clinical from the Aston Martin through that 2 pieces of the apex, getting the car set up nicely for the run now into 1. Phenomenal racing so far. All of a contact from behind them. Yeltsin getting overzealous. I wish contact into the back of Jacob there.
It seems like there's some good fighting happening a little bit further back. Seeing some position changes between Senna, Matsuvo and AJ, all up in the mix, going down this first straight. This is the penultimate lap of this Las Vegas Grand Prix. It is all to play for at the moment. A late safety car has bunched the pack together. Everybody finding themselves on some fresh, soft tyres. It is a fight to the line in these dying few miles around the Vegas Strip. You can see Sterling doing a brilliant job. P6 for him, going long on those hard tyres, eking out these mediums. He has benefited slightly, but do you know what? Man alive, has he made it work. What a performance it's going to be for Sterling. For
what is there in front of you?
Well, it's P6 now. It could end up being considerably more, as this DRS train just looks almost sort of crazy out of control. Matsuvo moving up positions a bit further back. Senna getting the move. I should say AJ getting the move on Senna.
Goodness gracious.
Well, here we go.
It was really Yeltsin's breakfast, lunch, brunch, tea, supper, and his breakfast the next morning. Goodness gracious me.
It's the final lap of this Las Vegas Grand Prix. There are position changes happening everywhere. We're not going to see everything.
Well, also AJ around the outside. We'll try and catch it as much, but we'll give some audio at least. AJ set through 1 and 2, almost contact into 3. A Ferrari on Ferrari PU unit through 2 corners there. Getting off the throttle a little bit to not make contact in the middle of that Ferrari. The lead time maybe, not quite
AJ
close.
thinks better of it.
AJ down in P9.
He's got the penalty as well.
This last lap of this race, let's take it back up the field, because right now there is P1, P2, P3, P4. Goodness gracious me, all in a second drift here.
I don't know who's going to do it.
No idea.
I don't know. I just don't know what is going to happen here.
Around here is crazy.
Here we go. Oh, damage. Oh, I swear I just saw a little collision and some damage. Is that Yeltsin getting a little bit hot on the brakes? He's lost a position to Callum Ultra there. He's up into P4.
Think it was, but that Williams is being powered by the Odin's Force Almighty. But there's a Sterling as well getting involved in P6 now on the back of Ultra. Now the inside now, Yeltsin gets a movement back on
Jacob's
Ultra
not done it.
Outside. Jacob hasn't done it yet on tempo, but
maybe here. Maybe here.
Maybe here.
Oh, the exit though. Oh, the exit. Oh, the exit.
Drag race. He's squeezing. tell him it's almost into one onto the line. Is it close? Unbelievable stuff on the line and Nat Peaceworth.
That is unbelievable! That is just incredible. Oh, the drama. He saved it. He saved it. He baited him not to go and do it down at the main straight. He waited till after the chicane, and by the barest of margins, BRT Jacob wins on his return to the Bluefoxx F1 League. That is nothing but gladiatorial from so many of our drivers tonight. Goodness great. That could have gone in so many directions.